PLD 8, Teaching Our Digital Natives. The students and children of today are 100% millennial students because the year is 2018, not 1985. For it has been 18 years since we hit the year 2000 when I finished high school. Yet for some, our pedagogy hasn't changed yet, or hasn't changed enough for further student success. Now here are some things that have changed. The era, now technological. Society, now harder to live in. Technology, and forever will keep changing. Cell phones, as they got a whole lot smarter. Computers can now mine cryptocurrency. GPS, which now tracks everything. And technology, still changing. And the list continues, with the common theme being technology. Now, for instance, my two beautiful daughters, Eva and Zoe, shout out to you, my girls, play with Daddy's S9, my gaming quality laptop, all while I sit in the lounge and they watch their favourite show, PJ Masks, on Netflix. All of those things within that scene all involved technology and what they see and they hear and they interact with on a daily basis. Now, as I reflect as a father and also as an educator looking forward for our education system, the points below are what I believe needs to happen and hopefully will happen before my girls get to secondary school. Now, 1, full access to affordable devices and Wi-Fi for every school. So 1-to-1 for every single school, not 1-to-4, or we've got Chromebooks in this department, or we've got devices for that classroom over there, 1-to-1, and at least by 2020. And the reason I say that is we need to implement the 2 new areas of the technology curriculum by 2020 and show either some integration or show how we are teaching that content for the betterment of our students moving forward. And access to technology resources at this point in time is always the biggest and most consistent barrier. And if you remember the resources part here, which links into the change diagram, that there are a lot of schools who are either ready, have the skills and expertise, have a vision, but don't have the devices yet. And so if we could find a way to get devices in every school and digital learning tools to help our teachers transition and move that mindset, it would be a great thing to do, and one of my hopes as both a father and also an educator. 2, what we need to do is pay and appreciate teachers more in society. So I'll repeat that again. Pay and appreciate teachers more in society, in their time and in their pay as they shape our society. It's a huge part. And when they shape, it's not just shaping the educational outcomes, it's also shaping the person, the values, the skills they will have to operate in the everyday world. And we also need to find a way to recruit and retain quality teachers for the benefit of our society, to help engage the disengaged, to share knowledge with other educators. And we need to have a consistent wave and supply of quality role models as well. And especially for some of our need areas of society, Māori, Pacifica, and students who need some role models for the betterment of our education system and our world and society. And all links back to our digital natives. They're different students to teach in comparison to the very compliant students back in the, say, even 90s or early 2000s and before. They're a different student because they're in a different era and a different time. What needs to shift and change? The mindset of the educator to learn, to grow, to adapt, and then break existing wiring within the mindset, and especially around teaching and learning. And my third reflection of what I believe would definitely help our education system, worldwide including, not just New Zealand, is to put more value into our education system and base the learning on 1, values and competencies. Wrap and base all the learning around those qualities and those values and those skills. And 2, have inquiries and real world problems that students as low as, year 3, 4, 5, all the way up are trying to problem solve and use those skills that weren't prevalent in the 19th century style of teaching and learning. It was very process factory-like in terms of learning knowledge to then regurgitate, whereas now you've got access to knowledge to the world via Google, for example, where you've got the knowledge. Now it's how do you use the knowledge? How do you think better? How do you think critically and analyze and synthesize and then create outcomes that we actually need for our real world problems at current time? And with that too, the real world problems with actionable outcomes that provide value to society and our digitally connected world. Our millennial students are very digitally connected already through social media platforms or video calling capabilities, playing on top-end technology and applications, and they're already steps ahead in terms of the use, the integration, the mindset, the problem solving, and where our education system can step up and move forward and move quicker for our digital natives. Students native to technology from day one. Please add some comments and interact here in our forum. If you haven't done so already, on our homepage, link into one of our social media platforms. I love to connect and see what you're doing in your space, hear your reflections, and also for any consultation or any help of how we can grow your model organically at your school, your coal or your classroom, click here for a free consultation so we can look at a potential plan. Kia ora.